So if you're looking at us right now, you're probably like, it's only y'all two. And we know.
There's a good reason. Because you wanted us.
Period.
Only us.
Only us.
All right, now for real. All right, so we're gonna get right into this, man.
Let's get into it.
How was your week?
It was great. It was great, man. I had a great week. Went to DC.
Okay.
Came back. You know, we out here
for what? Juneteenth.
So
what y'all do?
We also celebrated Damani's birthday. Went to some wineries. Got a little, bent.
Okay.
But what made it great? It was a bunch of white people there, and they only saw us, and we were just like, "Yeah, we're here to celebrate Juneteenth, baby."
Nice.
Period.
Yeah, because for so long we celebrated July 4th.
Exactly. So we're done.
Didn't give a shit.
We're done with that.
Never cared. Yeah, not at all. All right, man. So they gave us like a list of stuff to talk about.
Of course.
Are we sticking to the topics?
We're gonna try, and then we're just gonna see what we do.
All right. So let's see. Playoffs update. Again, as we already said, the Hawks are in the finals. As always, y'all doubted Atlanta, and that's y'all's fault.
Period.
But we knew we were gonna be here. Not really. Actually, I really did.
I really did.
I wrote them off twice. In the Philly series, I wrote them off twice. And we came back.
People don't like Trae Young and Kevin Huerter, but we call Kevin Huerter Kayvon now. So
Oh, we're not doing Red Velvet anymore?
No, his name is Kayvon. That's what they call it, Kayvon.
Yeah. I felt like Red Velvet had him at like Swinton Richards.
Shut up.
Kayvon. Okay, sorry.
Next.
All right. Carmelo Anthony's baby mama.
Poof. Okay, so if you don't know, Carmelo Anthony got another woman pregnant, and they're supposed to be having like twins.
So did Nick Cannon, right?
Yeah, Nick Cannon's getting a lot of women pregnant, but it's to a point to where Nick Cannon sold his. Openly said he's about to have the twins, and then another woman like the next week said like, "Hey, I'm having another baby by him," so he's having ghetto triplets.
I like the tweet where they're like, "I guess we could say Nick Cannon is wild and out." Good shit.
Yo, he's gonna have a light skinned army on some real nigga shit.
Of course,
just a bunch of light skinned.
A whole generation of Cannons.
They could play wild and out against each other. They got a football team and a basketball team.
Could they be new school and old school?
Period.
All right, cool. All right. See, we went through that real
light
fast.
Versus
you
dark.
See how fast we went through all this, right?
Those buzzes were in my ear. Like, you see how quick that was?
Like, yeah. Didn't take that long.
Period.
It usually take us like 30 minutes.
I'm not saying somebody's taking a lot of time with these buzzes, but it ain't us.
It's not us. Is there anything else on the street?
Bow Wow and Soulja Boy have their verses this Friday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday.
I just want Bow Wow to do this thing.
All that good shit.
All right, let's see. Do I have anything? Can we talk sports real quick?
Let's just do it, man.
Can we just talk about the WNBA?
Let's do it.
All right. I mean, there's a lot of spotlight on the NBA.
Period.
I really think the WNBA needs to drop the rim. And there's been a lot of pushback on that.
Because they're booming now. Because they can dunk.
Well, no. They're not booming because the rim is too high. So I went to an Atlanta Dream game. And their tallest player is Monique Billings. She's 6'8".
Okay.
That's like the average height of a power forward
in the NBA. Or
rim,
small
right?
forward. Because LeBron is 6'8".
Yeah. So, here's my only issue with it. The ball is already smaller.
Period.
The court is already smaller.
Okay.
The arenas are smaller.
Yeah.
Just drop the rim.
Fit
the game to your game. And I think the fans will watch it.
They got to dunk more.
No, that's really all it is. But the pushback is that, and I was listening to Colin Cowherd, he was like, I'm not about to promote a movement, right? And every time they market the WNBA, it's like, we play because we're strong too. We can ball because we work hard too. Nobody wants to watch that.
Period.
I feel like we want to see real sports. So I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, I can dive into the WNBA topic,
but we're not gonna do that because they'll be bored and just upset.
I know, women don't.
Okay, so let's get into men talk. So one of our other co-hosts said that she doesn't let men nut on her face.
Wild.
So I was like, man, that's crazy. So then I asked the question. So then she asked this question: how many, on the percentage of women have you nutted on, that you've been with? Have you think that you nutted on their face, percentage wise? If you had
65?
Okay, I said 80. I said 80. To be honest.
I feel like 80 is much more accurate. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I would like to say, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your opinion, you like a little, the honey glaze, it's okay.
Doesn't mean they lack class. If they
no, not at all.
I think that's what men prefer.
I feel like you're a bit more classy.
I mean, there's many ways to take it. There's many ways, except for, bun in the oven.
Oh, okay. I was saying, shooting the club up?
Yeah, I can't. Well, I have. But I can't. That's tough. You shoot the club up?
I've done it.
I feel like you can't go back.
You really can't, but you just got to accept it.
Yeah. All right, no. No. The reason why I'm laughing is because we're trying so hard to stay on topic, but we don't want to stay on topic at all. And I credit them behind the camera for not making noises.
Because they're just sitting there
they really want to.
Okay.
I credit them. I'll give them thank you. Okay. All right, so let's just get right into true happiness. All right, so
Brandon's not here. It's crazy. Brandon makes the show even more funny.
So much better. All right, man. So let's just get into it. I think right now in podcasts, like a lot of women expect for us to talk just about sports, talk about women.
Facts.
But I feel like if you listen to a lot of podcasts with men, specifically black men, we're talking about real shit.
Oh God.
We're talking about happiness, love, masculinity,
all those good
where
things.
The men in our community did good, where they went wrong. So first thing I want to start off with, are you happy?
I think I tell all my friends I think this is the happiest I've been like in life.
Okay.
Which is just like beyond me because I think the last time I was this happy was maybe like freshman year of college when we were just like, yay, lollygagging, I don't give a fuck, like shit is lit. And then you realize like real life hits you like so fast. So I think this is the happiest I've been because it's just like a lot of the goals and dreams I've worked for are now like coming to fruition. All the seeds are now becoming like fruit. But I think that more importantly, I kind of see what's next, which is even more happiness instead of being like, what the fuck is next? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah. I feel like I'm learning happiness.
True.
So transparently, like I just started therapy. I think all my friends have been telling me to do it.
Should be crazy.
So I finally did it. It's really helped out a lot, and it's interesting that I started therapy at the same time that my family's starting to open back up again. So I think I'm learning happiness, like what
it really is.
Yeah, because I feel like as me, man, I do a lot of things for other people.
Period.
I don't do enough for myself.
Which we tell
you. And it's, happiness is kind of a broad thing, but what would you say are like the things that make you happy? Like if you could do like a top 5.
I think at the bottom number 5 is food.
Okay.
I like good food, like good food. I can cook, but like when you go like someplace and you're like, wow, I didn't think that meal was gonna be that good. Right. And you're just sitting there like, just all smiles. Like you can't be not happy about that. Like if you're not happy about that, you're just an asshole. Straight up. If you're just like, oh, I'm full, like fuck you. Like
okay, I might be an asshole, man, because like I get into arguments all the time about like food from the South, food from the North. I'm not impressed by Chinese food in New York.
Okay, so anyways, because I'm not gonna get into this with you today.
I'm just not. I don't feel like a lot of food is that spectacular.
Number 4, I would say like maybe people.
Okay.
Specifically my friends, because I think even though I give like people like Chantal and probably like you and like Tiana and Damani like a hard ass time, it's not that I don't love y'all. It's just that they just, you just like, I want better and we're going to get better. And then we're also just like, damn, like y'all make me happy as shit when we just all hanging out, just living our best lives and not concerned about all this other crazy shit that be happening. You just like, fuck it, like let's just do whatever.
Right.
Number 3, I'm going to say my parents. They get the middle spot because they like,
they're your parents.
Yeah, but then they also on some nut shit sometimes. So sometimes they don't make me happy. Like sometimes I'm just like, y'all just don't make me happy today.
It's wild.
Just honest. Number 2. I think number 2 is myself.
Okay.
So the reason I say number 2 is myself is because I think that like me looking at my growth over the year. Because I think last year I was like, I feel like everybody was in depression, but I think last year I was like in a deep depression where it's like I didn't even want to acknowledge it was depression. I was just like, oh no, I'm fine. Like everything's great.
Yeah, we're gonna tap into that.
Type shit.
Yeah.
And then being like, wow, like I pulled myself, well, not pull myself, but like I really had to work myself day in, day out of this shit. Right. And then being like, yo, I'm out of this shit. Like, this shit's cool. And then lastly, I think like, this is corny to say, but I think like my relationship with like spiritual higher powers, like with God and everything like that, because I think sometimes I don't realize how that like fruitionally comes out of me every day, but I'm like, that shit comes out every fucking day. Like when I'm listening to music,
right.
When I'm on bullshit, when I'm talking to my friends about like life and they about to sit there and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, bro, you gonna be straight type shit. That's like some higher power shit. That's not me. So what about you? You got 5?
Let's figure it out. So I would say number 5 is the obvious. I still am the kid that'll sit on YouTube all day and watch marching bands.
Period.
So whenever I have that blank, I'm gonna turn on YouTube for that. 4, I throw my friends in there, man. I think I have a really good core of friends. I definitely enjoy my girlfriend's friends too. I think they're good people. Man, what else?
What else?
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna give my family number 1. Like I said, we're starting to open back up and really just embrace each other.
We love that.
Gonna be seeing them next week, so I'm very excited about that. 2 and 3, man. I don't know. I think I'm figuring that out. I wanted to dive. I'll probably figure it out later, but I want to dive into the depression part. So, how did you feel when you finally acknowledged that you were depressed?
I think when I acknowledged it at first, I was really like relieved because I was like, okay, so everyone goes through it, but like I'm just going through it.
You're right.
Then I think they kind of make it seem like it's like a looming cloud over you every day. Like this person just trying to like, you know, make you rain every day and like make you ruin your fucking day.
Right.
But then you just realize that this is like a process in your life that you also got to go through too.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't want to fight it. I want to be like, no, I'm not depressed. No, I'm okay. And then be like really sad as shit. When it's like, bro, just go through that shit and then watch what comes out of it. Because it might really be like out of long term, like the best time of your life. Mm-hmm. Or you might just be planting a seed for something else differently. Because I think I was planting a seed for something that I didn't really think was going to come till I was like 27, to be honest.
Yeah. That's real. I feel like I felt relieved. I definitely wanted to like, I held it in, but I wanted to break down. Because someone told me I was depressed.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, you know me. Like I'll push it off to the side. I'll bury it.
But you need to hear that shit.
Yeah. Like, so when they told me, and actually after they told me, every day up until I finally signed up for therapy, felt like I was like pulling myself along because I was waking up saying, "Oh shit, I'm depressed."
Like I'm depressed.
I'm depressed. I'm glad for that moment though.
But I also think therapy works out, and then I think just I kind of call it life experiences, but it's kind of like life therapy too. Like there's just things that you just go through in life, and you're just like, wow, I'm happy today. Like this was a good ass day today. Like we just went to the park today and we didn't do shit.
Yeah,
great day. Shit like shit. So I think that kind of helps out with like depression and just like not sadness, but like moving on in life as a journey. And then I think therapy, like real live, like going to like a counselor and really having to have somebody like, you know, break your shit down, and then you may not want to hear that shit. Because I don't want to hear that shit. Sometimes I'll be like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. But I think I need it.
I mean, I haven't gotten deep enough yet to where I'm afraid of what what the therapist is going to say.
Oh yeah,
but I'm still at. Oh yeah, no.
You got a black woman. She's gonna try and heal you.
I specifically asked for a black woman.
Oh no,
I typed it in there. I was like, I want a black woman therapist.
I did too. And
I thought I wanted a guy at first, but I feel like I could come talk to y'all if I really needed to. But I really wanted to hear a black woman.
But then I also need a black woman therapy because, or just a therapist, because she just gives me another perspective that I never think about. Yeah, consistently, because I think now as I'm coming to like my own manhood, I'm like, I sometimes deal with women and I don't think about their emotions, and I'm like, wait, and then they're like, sometimes my therapist is like, did you really actually, if the shoe was on the other foot, would you do it that way, or did you really give a fuck, or did you really do this, like, you know, type of shit like that. And then I think also the homework behind it that really fucks me up, but I really be getting it in because like, I need that shit. Like every piece of homework, I be like, okay, I'm doing good. Yeah, so I got it's a lot. Part. If you're not in therapy, go to therapy. It's really affordable. There's like mad therapy links. There's free therapy. I think with Taraji P. Henson. So it's like there's no excuse nowadays. No excuse.
That's facts. All right. So what is the true meaning of manhood?
Sheesh. I think manhood is the same thing as like blackness. Like there's no specific answer to that.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
Your spectrum of blackness and your blackness is not like my blackness. My blackness is not like yours. My manhood is not like your manhood. Mm-hmm. Like I may think that this is like masculine as fuck, and you might think it's kind of feminine, and it's just like that's just my manhood. Right. I think that's what makes manhood good, because like some people be sitting there on bullshit.
Yeah, I find it. I like think of when we're in school. I think school is the first time, like college. It's the first time I even learned the concept of manhood and masculinity. Oh God! It's really something you do on your own.
But then we went to a school that was so many different types of men. It was like you could be any type of man you want to be.
Yeah, well, yeah. At the same time, I felt like we were still being asked to be one type.
I mean, yeah, but then you realize that one type is like not realistic. Like no one's gonna be the archetype of Morehouse man. Right. Like just sorry. You're just gonna either fuck up, I'm a or you're shit. Just gonna something's gonna be on some bullshit. Yeah. So you're just like, I just can't be that nigga. So like, I'm gonna just be my own nigga and watch how that shit work out. And then eventually you end up being like, damn, I'm a Morehouse man because I'm my own nigga. Right.
Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing I had to do was I felt like I had to learn how to separate that concept of being a man and being a Morehouse man.
Facts.
Because and the funny thing, when I graduated, the day of graduation, my brothers who are both Morehouse men were like, yeah, leave all that shit here, nigga. They didn't say congratulations first, none of that. The first thing they said was, yeah, leave all that Morehouse man shit here. No one cares about that shit. Yeah. Which was pretty tough because I felt like I went through all of college like, oh, let's discover what being a Morehouse man is. And then first I'll figure out what being a man. Then I'll figure out what being a man is. I'm kind of glad I let that shit go.
You have to let that shit go. Yeah. I think you got to let your school shit go.
That's
the type of shit I'm on now. Like a lot of my school shit, even relationships, I'm letting that shit go.
Yeah, yeah.
Like people wise, I'm like I can't even like not I can't fuck with you no more, but we're not compatible anymore. Because how we were was like because of maybe traumas, or because of all of our bullshit, or because of just school. It's like I can let you go.
So how are you going to teach manhood to your son? I'm asking you a lot of questions.
I think one, I'm gonna be openly okay with who they are as a person. I think a lot of us weren't okay. Like our parents, we got kind of good parents. Yeah. So like our parents were like comfortably letting us be ourselves. whether that meant like whether that meant that we were going to be a gay, or whether that meant that we were going to end up tall, short, black, white, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, however we're going to end up, shit was going to be fine.
Right.
Because they were going to support us, period.
Right.
So I think that that's my biggest job. I just want to support you, know that like, yo, on this side is love, and whatever you want to do, we support it. I may not fully understand it, but I'm going to try and support it.
Right. Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest things I want my kids, whether it's my sons or my daughters, to know is I expect you to have the same energy that you have for the positives of who you want to be. I need you to use that same energy for the negatives.
Right.
Because you're not going to be perfect.
Period.
So yeah, that's going to be fun. Man, these topics
are real ass topics.
I know.
Sean Tall picked some real ass topics, and it's not even like no.
All right, so let's
no. Everything is heavy lifting. Like everything is just like, yo, this is 100-pound weight. Like let's just go.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready for it, you're just gonna.
This is actually kind of therapy anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so letting things go and grow.
Okay.
All right. So what did you have to let go?
Oh, okay.
Let's stick to the year 2020. Okay. What in 2020 did you have to let go?
One, expectations of myself and expectations my parents put on me.
Okay.
So I'll get in that first. So like, I think I expected myself to be a mogul at 25, but I was also turning 23. So I was like, that's not. It's realistic, but it's really not.
Right.
Then I think also had to define what a mogul is, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, you could be your own mogul in your own type of way, but that's whatever. But right. And then I think the expectations of my parents had already assumed that like, because I went to school at Morehouse, I was gonna have a business job and be in business. And I was like, bro, like,
right,
fuck that. I like music. This music shit's really taking off for me, even though they may not know it. And then they eventually got to see me at concerts in 2020, and they were like, oh shit, like this little nigga like knows what he's talking about,
right,
and is working with grown up people telling him what's going on, so he deserves it. Then I think the other thing I had to let go was just like past relationships. I still felt like I in some way owed them something because I may have done them dirty. So like, for example,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
You may feel like just because me and the woman, like, even though I may not have cheated, we just broke up and we weren't really together, or whatever. I feel like I owe you something, so let me get you something. When in reality, I don't owe you anything, because we were adults and we just broke up, because that's what sometimes adults do.
Right.
We just grow differently. So I had to let them two big things grow, because like, I mean, let go, because like, and I'm still gonna let that last one go, because I think that there's some people I feel like I'm indebted to, and I'm like, I'm not. And I have to tell myself that every morning, like, I don't owe this person shit.
Right.
Until it just becomes inherent to be like, I don't owe you shit. So.
No, I definitely understand that. I think I had to let go, feeling like I had to prove something to those past relationships people.
Period.
You know, there's a lot of myself I don't really show. Yeah. I don't put out there, because I'm worrying that person's looking at me and saying, oh, see, you haven't really grown, or you haven't really done this since we were last together. Or we were
I was thinking about that together too.
So yeah, because I feel like there's no point in me showcasing myself unless I've leveled up from the last time you saw me.
Yeah.
When I could really just live my life how I want.
Period.
So I had to let
in that process, I think you also are realizing you leveling up.
Exactly.
Because I was thinking about that the other day, because like eventually, of course, we're going to homecoming. So, like, you know, you're going to see with your ex, your girlfriend, or whatever.
Right.
Like, you could really see them and still be in the same space, but your aura just be different.
Right.
And it's just like, I've leveled up from, like, I've seen women do that shit all the time. Like, just be like, yeah, I don't fuck with that nigga no more. Not because he's not attractive, not because he's not doing the same shit. I just don't fuck with you no more, because I've just, like, my aura is different. I've leveled up.
Right.
But I think a lot of men be like, damn, I still got to fuck with this shawty because of convenience, and then we, you know, that's cool. Yeah, and she gonna let me fuck or whatever. And it's like, sometimes you gotta be like, nah, bro, like, you leveled up. Even though you may not want to admit it, you leveled up, bro.
Yeah. And then the other thing I think I had to let go was it was more so I had to learn patience, man. Like the same way you were saying, you know, you're not gonna be a mogul at 25. I had to learn that there's a lot more for me to learn.
Facts.
My career is going to take a long time. Sports is a long career.
Any entertainment field.
Yeah,
all of us.
It's a very long career. You're going to be in the background for a big part of it, and so I had to accept that as well. That is not always going to be a pretty job. It's not always attractive. It's not always shiny.
It's not.
So I had to let that go. Like, just be patient and be okay with where you are too.
Period.
Like, really be okay with that. So yeah, I think there's a lot of shit I had to let go. still letting go as well.
Oh God, I think that's the biggest process. You just continuously let go of things that you like, no longer serve you, and then you just like, okay, shit is fire now that this shit does serve me. So I'm fighting that battle every day because I'm like, I think I'm sometimes a hoarder, so I want to keep things that like don't sometimes serve me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, bro, I just gotta let them shits go.
It's this fear of moving on.
Yeah.
Because you've gotten so comfortable with what is actually hurting you, but because you're used to the pain, or you're used to the work ethic that it requires, it doesn't ask as much.
Period.
So you don't want to move on. That's a serious fear right there. Again, shout out to Chantal for these topics. All right. Oh, this is another one. All right, this is a good one. Setting boundaries.
Okay.
All right. What does that look like for you?
So I think when I was a little younger, I used to think setting boundaries was like blocking people and like deleting people's numbers and being like, bro, you don't have access to me. Like, I'm setting that boundary. Mm-hmm. But I think now that I'm older, setting boundaries is kind of just like me being the adult and being like, I'm not going to talk to this person. I'm not going to deal with this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, really actually being disciplined and like controlling myself instead of somebody else. And then I also think just setting boundaries is kind of like the mindset you have. Right. Because you can start setting boundaries from the beginning, like, and let people know, like I think Chantal jokes about this all the time, but she's like, nah, she'll say like, I don't play that. Right. And that's, even though we joke as a phrase, that's a setting boundary. Right. So I know, okay, like that's the line I never cross if I'm going to talk to you about whatever. Right. And I think that people forget that that's a small way of setting boundaries too. Because I do that all the time. Like, nah, I don't like that. I don't talk about that. Or no, I'm cool. Like, thanks. Like, right. That's a boundary, you know? So I think that's really how you do it. But I think a lot of people think you got to do it in like a strategic ass way. Like, it's just like, bro, just say you don't fuck with that shit. You don't fuck with that shit. So,
I would go silent, or I would just ghost. That's how I usually set the boundaries. Now I've learned to actually speak up, because I had to learn how to stop being afraid of a no or rejection or someone getting mad because I didn't do something the way that they wanted it.
But sometimes that's like a redirection too. I'll be thinking about that because I think.
What do you mean?
Like my whole college career was a bunch of no's. And I think as I got them no's, that shit just started redirecting me towards like other things that made more sense. Right. So like the fact that I had to fail a class, I was like, okay, so like maybe that class or that subject isn't for me. So what is for me? Right. And then that no just started putting me on paths even closer to where like it just became so precise. It's like, oh shit, okay, nah, that's for me. Yeah, that's for me. No, like you know off top. Right. So I think that's where I'm at now. But I love hearing the no because like sometimes a no means that I'm not in the right space, or that might mean it's just like not here yet. Because I think all 2020 for me was a no. Like I applied to maybe like 15 labels, and I talked to every label. I talked to every hip hop label, and I got told no every time.
That's interesting.
Until the last application I got, and then they called me back. Ironically enough, the same time as I'm having this interview, the same job I'm applying for, like, sent me the email back telling me no, but I'm like, I just applied for that. So clearly there's some false error in that system, but it's like, you need those no's because that no just like really builds character. Even though I hate you say that phrase, but it's like, it builds character and tells you like, it puts you on a path that you need to be on. Yeah. No, so I fuck with that shit.
I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful of my failures from college.
I need that shit.
2020 was actually the year I had to learn how to do for myself. So I'm the person, if I join the team, this is my role, this is what I'm going to do.
Facts.
Of course, I have no problem with saying what needs to be done. And I usually say that because I look at the person like, hey, this is your role, this is the way you should do it. I had to do everything myself. Period. 2020. We went virtual, we had no sports, and we had to pivot. We had to do college fairs and all these other things. And I literally did all of it myself. And it was tough because I had those moments where it's like, man, why is no one texting me if they can help? Why is no one doing this part?
And whatever.
Out. And I swallowed my pride, knocked it out. So yeah, that was a really big thing. All right, so let's go to the next point here. These are really good. All right. Do you find it easier to be vulnerable with men or women?
I say women, but I really think it's people in general, just both sides.
Okay.
So like I find this like I'm vulnerable more with women, but I think even with like you or Damani or like some of the kids that like some of our friends that we grew up with, like I'm vulnerable as fuck with y'all. Like we'll talk like, and I'll really tell y'all what the fuck is really going on because y'all have seen me like on the phone cry type shit. But I think women just inherently pull that shit out of me, and not even like women like girlfriends, like women who are just women.
Right.
So they'll pull that shit out of you, be like, damn, all right. But I think it's women because I just basically like spent too much time at Spelman. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's really why.
Yeah, I think for me, I actually found out I think it was easier for me to be vulnerable with my guy friends than women friends. I had the opposite experience to you. I spent way more time at Morehouse.
Facts.
So I think I'm a lot more vulnerable with my guy friends than women friends. I definitely think it's a byproduct of my dad's passing.
Yep.
Because I think I came into college looking for that male role. And so yeah, I think it's much easier for me to go to like my guy friends, open up and talk. Talking to my women friends, it's kind of tough sometimes. Actually, oftentimes I'm the one they're having to get advice
because I think men aren't judgmental in a lot of situations. Like, you could really tell somebody like, and I want to say men, I mean like a guy friend or something like that. Yeah, you could really tell them like the whole story with even if sometimes your story could be really biased or it could be unbiased, and be like, I'm gonna just tell you the whole story, right? And they'll still be like, all right, cool. So what's next? Like, what you gonna do about it? Right. Women sometimes already have a bias and an opinion towards a lot of things. So then by the time you get to the certain point of the story, that's like, maybe I fucked up. It's like, nah, you didn't fuck up. Because like I think sometimes when I tell Chantal stories about certain women that I'm with, like she already has a bias over that person. Oh yeah, no. So it's like by the time I tell the rest of the story, even though I may have fucked up and she should be telling me like, nah, you need to be an adult. She'd be telling me like, nah, fuck that. You need to just live your life. So I'm like, God damn, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to hear that shit. Sometimes I don't even like hearing those stories when they get into the beef with their own friends. Oh no, for real. Because I'm with the friend. Yeah, exactly. I'm actually not on your side. I'm not on your side. And I don't like the way that you respond when you're not happy. So I don't even want to. Like when you, like I don't even want to tell you like you're wrong. Like when a girl be like, "Oh my gosh, but this happened at work," and I'm like, "No. What did you do to make this person act like that?" I remember I had a friend. She was like, "I don't know why the weed man is acting all weird. He's mad at me because I brought another dude up there." And I'm sitting there like, "Because he probably told you to stop bringing dudes to his spot because I'm selling weed. Are you fucking the plug? Like, just be honest." Or he trying to fuck. Yes, either one. What's going on? I feel like most plugs be trying to fuck their women clients. Oh, of course. It's crazy out here. I mean, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna still send my friend to go get it because he's not giving me a discount. He's not giving me no discount at all. So I'm gonna need you to do something. Not anything strange. Look, like, unbutton your shirt, please, or wear them tight pants. You know the pants for Spanx is tight. Yeah, come on. You know what to put on. Just ride me. Real quick. That sounds so bad. I'm honest with it. That sounds terrible. If the shoe was on the other foot and men could pull out their sexuality, like our thought fit, there to make women give us a discount. I'm not getting any discounts. I would have got hold by now. I would have got hold easily. But all my women friends, I'm not getting discounts at all. All my women friends would have hold me out. So my biggest hoe story. Can I tell you one of my funniest stories? Yeah, this is really bad. This is a really bad look on me. Do that one because I probably know I'm gonna do it. Just got done doing a with shorty, and she was so mad at me. She was so mad. This is oh man, I'm really exposing myself here. So I ain't gonna cap. I didn't have the best pair of drawers on. Ooh. Yeah, it was bad. And so I remember her under her breath going, "I should let a nigga hit with holes in his drawers." I was like, and I'm putting them on. I'm like, still hit though. Like, so that's like my worst story. I was down. This is like niggas was down bad. Sophomore year. This was really bad. Biggest hoe story for me. I think you know this joint. So I was with a girl in the dorm. Okay. And I'm sitting there asking you, was it you or Dion? To distract the other girl that's downstairs, and she ends up knocking on my door. It wasn't me. It had to be you. It wasn't me. Because I don't want to tell you who the other. Yeah, it was you. Because the other girl, she's from Georgia too. Okay. Knocking on my door all night and me sitting there like, oh, feel like shit, cool, da da da. Like, and I have the other girl in there and we sitting there just to a point where we just basically like. Wait, she's from Georgia and went to school with us? Yes. Like high school or college? No, she went to college with us, but she's from our same area. Okay. All right, we're going to have to follow up on that. You know who this is. She's from the south side like we are. Okay. All right. That's wild. So she's still knocking on the door, but I ended up. She's knocking on the door, but I still end up beating. Like, I still end up like... Oh, yo, that is wild. I still end up going at it because I was like, what else to do now? Like, we're naked. So she's like, not like, when I say knocking on the door, I mean like banging on the door. Yo, oh man, I remember one time. So I think that might be one of the worst. I don't think it's my worst, but that's one of, if not the worst. I remember this story, and you're definitely going to remember this one because you remember she called me crying about this. We were in my car, cop pulled up. Okay. Ooh, that's mine. That's mine.
Yeah. Cop pulled up. He was like, roll down your window. And I was like, what's up? Y'all 18? Yeah. Asked her, is he 18? Yeah. You consent? Yeah. But keep in mind, like, I got mine.
But
so on the ride home, she's like,
but tell him what parking lot you were in.
Oh, yeah. It was the Kroger in, like, Midtown.
Shit.
Yeah, it was Kroger. It was freshman year. We didn't have visitation. Wasn't smart enough to just go to the top part of the deck. None of that shit. So yeah, we're at Kroger. Cop pulls up, whatever. But I just remember her being so upset because she was just like, "Niggas always get their nut off, and I didn't get mine yet." And I was like,
in that car like,
"Oh shit,
hate to see it."
Damn,
you hate to see it.
Double homicide. That's crazy.
No, the same thing happened to me freshman year, but I was in Fayetteville, so I got a ticket for it.
Oh, I remember this one.
So the dude flashes the police like it's a park car. It's a park car. She had like the darkest tint. She got 5% tint on, so he had to basically put his light out and shine it. All he sees is my dick just in the light. Just all he sees is my dick. Like and he says, "Oh Jesus!" And I'm like, "Oh shit."
That sounds like fair.
So then he's like, "Well, can you guys get yourself together and get out the car?" And then I'm sitting there like, "What the fuck?" So I haven't turned 18 yet. I'm 17 still.
Oh,
she's
that's wild.
18 because her birthday was the same month, but her birthday was like the 10th. Mine is her birthday like 13th. Mine is like the 28th. So I was like, damn, all right. So he looks at my ID. He's like, thinking that like I'm the older person. Then he looks at her ID and she's like, Then he does it again, like the math, like just
it wasn't mathing. Yeah, I got you.
So then he's like, all right, okay, well, can y'all just stay outside the car real quick? I'm gonna just go in there and check it out. So I'm thinking this he got an ID. He's like, he's about to just be like, look, here's a warning, like y'all wild, because it's a black cop. So he's like, y'all wild, like just be careful. Of course.
Oh shit.
So he's like wilding. So he gives us a ticket. So tickets for like 2 months. You know how that works. So you still I got you. You're still gonna pay or whatever. So the day of, I forgot something happens, and I just end up being like $20, $40 short. So I'm sitting there with my roommate. I'm like, look, go to the courthouse with me, and we're going to figure this shit out. And if they take me to jail, then call Simone and tell her I'm in Fayette County Jail, and she'll come get me. Like, that's the only person, because she had a car. So I was like, she's going to come get my ass if anybody going to come get my ass. Right. End up having to pay, almost about to pay for the ticket. The kill was her mom had already paid for her side of the ticket and had told my mom. So my mom had already been to the courthouse. Oh. So I get to the courthouse thinking that I'm about to pay this bill. And it's already paid. And I'm like, oh shit, like it's already paid. Like God is good. And then the lady says at the end, yeah, somebody came and paid it for you. And I sit there the rest of the day like, who the fuck is about to pay this shit? Who paid this shit for me?
Was it Chantal?
No, it was my mom. Oh, so then the way I get cursed out with my mom is just like on some shit where it's like, you out here fucking and you out here doing this shit and da-da-da. And
all right, like, see, I want to bring that up.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry,
I got to bring this up. This is the one time you threw me under the bus.
No, do not bring this up.
No. I got to bring this up. I got to bring this up. In high school, of course. And
we can laugh
did I leave the condoms in your car?
Yes.
Which it was ours.
It was, okay.
Like we bought a pack and then we split. It was like, hey, here's yours. Here's mine.
Period. Easy.
And then your mom was like, whose condoms are these? And you're like, they're like, nigga.
Because I had argued.
Nigga.
Because I was
speaking of that. I'm going to get into our first time after this. Because I think that's what we were supposed to talk about.
That's what we were supposed to talk about. I'm sitting there sweating my ass off because I'm like, whose condoms are these? Like, these are mine. Like, I know these are clearly my others. Like,
I remember that.
But there's more than half there. So it's clearly yours and mine. But I should have just been like, oh, these are mine. Not thinking that my mom was going to call your mom. But my mom ended up calling your mom, telling the whole story. I'm like, what the fuck?
I remember how scared we were in the Fed Walmart buying those.
Oh, God.
Because we did not want to put it on either debit card.
Any debit card, because I was like, somebody's going to see that shit.
I remember how scared we were doing that shit. That shit was really funny. All right, first time. That's what we were supposed to talk about this shit. First time. Okay. What was it, homecoming?
My first time was homecoming, and it ended up being my birthday as well. So, like, every time my birthday comes around, it's like an anniversary for, like...
my first time was New Year's Eve. Oh, you're stupid.
Like, that's how I'd be like, hey, I also fucked today. So that was good, you know.
All right.
8 years ago, whatever, great, good shit.
Yeah, I remember that day because we all pulled up to class Monday morning. Monday morning.
I thought I was.
You were the only one with a smile on your face.
Because I thought first time I thought all y'all had fucked. So I was like, we all was sitting because all of us dipped off in different ways after the dance.
I know.
So I was like,
which was so funny. Because my date was like, y'all just want to get y'all dick sucked. I was like, yeah. I mean, that's why we don't want to go bowling. That's why we don't want to go to the
Literally,
movies.
that's
like,
why we don't want to go to eat.
I fed you. I took you to the dance. You said you was ready to go. It's about that time.
But you gotta, we're also like 17, 18, so we're like mad horny.
Stupid horny.
Like, just like, yo,
I remember
like,
that shit.
I'm assuming that this is gonna happen today. But I had already talked to the girlfriend that I was gonna, so she already knew, like, she was trying to do it more than I was. So I was like, oh shit, like,
I think
I'm here for it.
I could have, because she told me, let's go in the theater. I was being stubborn. I was like, let's stay in the car.
Man, you played yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Played yourself, sir. Played yourself.
So then we fast forward to New Year's Eve.
I was like, fast forward. Though.
Fast forward to New Year's Eve. That's when it happened.
Period.
Finally happened.
I think
that was pretty.
I feel like my the first person who, like, she doesn't watch this show, so like I could openly say, like, my first time I didn't enjoy it. Like, it was cool, but it wasn't like you know what I'm
see, my first time was like the wood, like just like the scene from the wood.
Yeah,
it was just kind of like that.
Like, and then you just ended up like, damn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So like, my first time,
I was just happy to say I did it. Yeah, like, I was just so happy to say I did it.
So like, when I got to school that Monday morning, I was like, oh, I bet I hit, nigga. Like, y'all ain't hit. Like, what y'all doing out here? Like you know that switch. I think
like,
pussy. Like, yeah. Like, I'm looking like, yeah, yo.
I mean, no, I was just happy that I got to go into college, not a virgin, because I ended up getting a lot of, like, most of my friends were virgins when I got to school.
Big virgins.
Yeah,
respectfully, big virgins.
Big,
like,
respectfully.
Didn't get pussy till junior year type virgins.
I know.
Which is crazy.
So I felt like that nigga for a minute. I was like, oh, y'all don't know what it feels like? It feels glorious. Sit down, young blood. Let me teach you something real quick.
Tell you something.
This is how you touch it.
What's that shit?
This is how you lick it.
You see,
this is, what you doing? You ain't never
used thing when he pull the condom out, he goes like.
Yeah, I felt like that nigga.
Oh God, I really felt like that nigga for a little while, and then I met Dion, and I was like, oh, this is that.
Oh yeah,
this is that.
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah, I did. Yeah,
it was some other niggas at school that we went to school with that I was like, oh, y'all just, y'all won.
Yeah, that was really
y'all won, bro. Like, well, Offset say he won, like, because snagging him just.
I'm kind of waiting for that moment where my son, when it's his first time, he walking in the kitchen for breakfast and he's smiling. My wife is like, "Why is he so happy?" I'm like, "I know what the hell that is. I know why that boy happy." Maybe if you did the same thing, I'll be smiling this morning.
The big boy.
Like, I want those moments. I want those moments.
Would you let your kids smoke weed? You gonna smoke weed with your kids?
Yeah, I will. I don't want my kids to be the novice in college.
You gonna drink?
I want them to be the ones that know what to drink, what to smoke, and they will be the one that's driving. Because
I
was the friend with the car.
That's facts.
And I like that because I like control. So I'll drive us around. You know, I always got the call from my mom. You spending a lot on. You spending so much on gas. Yes, but I'm getting everywhere safe. So let me drive. So yeah, I want my kids to be the same way. Definitely want them. I don't want them to be the noob. Is that term still used?
Nah.
Okay, sorry.
It's lame ass nigga. That's what it is. Lame ass nigga. What's the next topic, Jen? What's the next topic?
Ooh, what? Recognizing. I don't want to talk about toxicity. I feel like we do that enough.
Period. Every time.
Actually, I think. Well, I'll bring it up. I think there's a new wave coming up about men are now trying to get people to separate toxic from masculinity. Like, not all masculinity is toxic.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, I like that conversation. So I don't really have to say much on that one.
But I think everybody a little toxic. Like, it's okay to just be.
Oh yeah, of course.
It just happens, bro.
I like when you tell a woman she's toxic. It's like the end of the world.
That be hitting them different.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think that hits a woman different when, like, women feel like men have feelings. I was just talking about my mom about that the other day. I was like, I think women our age don't think men have feelings.
Not at all. Actually, I'm sorry. I think women in our generation are trying to be more like men.
No cap. But I think they think that they can do it all themselves.
Oh, that's the funniest thing. That's okay. Y'all know me. I'm an asshole. So I think it's funny. Trying to watch this role reversal. Watch them kind of try to do the same things as us. And honestly, I don't even have the sympathy when they complain about some of the things.
I don't, because
oh, go ahead and say it, man. Come on.
I think we always have this conversation off camera about if shit was really fair, how much we don't really.
Oh, y'all would not want to. Yeah, y'all would not want to do the shit.
Like, I think it's cute when women, like, pay for your food, and it's like, oh, yay, thanks. Like, out of 10 times, like, oh, thanks for that one time. Like, that shit was lit. Like, great. I did good today. Like, you did good today. But I also think the other shit that makes it funny is that, like, if it was, like, women paid for, like, majority of the dates that we went on, they'd be sick. Like they would really honestly feel like the way niggas feel. Like,
yeah.
So you just not fucking me. So you just really not gonna fuck me after I pay.
And that's how they're gonna sound. Because if I did it now, oh, you desperate. Oh, yeah, niggas is thirsty. All niggas want to do is fuck. Yes. Yes.
But after okay, let's talk about this. How many? I think we asked this question, but we kind of didn't ask it. After how many dates would you be like, yo, what the fuck is up? Like after how many? Like, be honest.
I think I had that moment in high school.
I had that shit in college and high school.
Yeah.
I definitely had that shit in college.
How many? Like, do I have to give an exact number? Like, have I? Knowing me, I've already communicated what it is. I feel like after a date, like 3 or 4. Like, come on. Like, at this point, like, come on. Right. Oh, that sounds bad. But yeah, like, come on. Like, what are we really doing this for at this point?
She might want to get to know you, though. Let me be like, Sean talk. Maybe she wants to get to know you.
No. Okay. And any woman who I've dated that's listening to this, you will learn a lot about me on the first date. Because we're going to have a great conversation. Period. If there's anything I like to do, I'm going to talk about myself. So what the fuck more do you need to learn?
Do you want to know?
What else do you want to know? You want my Facebook password now? Like, what do you want? So after a while, I was like, what are we doing?
What are we doing here?
Just be honest.
And this has been the Milk and Honey podcast, guys. The male edition.
The male edition.
Oh, that was it?
That was it? That fast?
That was it, man.
I feel like
40 minutes.
40 minutes?
40 minutes.
And we were on time?
You got one more? You got anything you want to say? One more question? Anything? Any advice you got?
Any advice?
Are you sure about this?
Oh, advice.
You can go. We're gonna go one for one with advice.
This is advice, but it's kind of a topic. Yeah, this one's definitely kind of towards women. You ever been in those situations where it's like she shelved you? She's like, "Oh, I want to be with you in like 10 years and marry you in 10 years." Me. Okay, so you know me. All right, here's my issue with that. Because it's like, why now?
Why not now?
No, like why now? Like, why all of a sudden I'm the person you want to talk to?
Oh,
I feel like
you know why? You know why?
Oh well, yeah. I feel as though it's you played the field for what you say you want,
and you lost.
You lost,
yeah.
And now I'm supposed to be like, "Come here, I'll save you."
Yeah,
no,
people.
I know my.
I don't think women want to admit it, but women kind of like Captain Saberhose. They like that shit. They like, oh my gosh, I'm 30 now, and he's the only one that always loved. Like that's
I think they want that moment where they like pour their heart out to you, like you're all I've ever wanted.
Yeah, and then you just sitting there like, well, nigga,
oh, like, I know I was. You kept me around. You kept calling me at 2 a.m. You don't do that to niggas you don't want. But you kept going after the other nigga.
Should let the nigga fuck for free. Should have sucked the nigga dick for free.
I actually did tell one of my women friends that. I was like,
should have always. That's my.
I told her I was like, you do understand. I would not give you these problems if you just.
If I have any advice for women, suck some dick on the first date. No, but I don't really know what I want to do.
Oh my god,
suck some dick.
Can I put my balls in your jaws? Can I?
Should have sucked the nigga dick for free.
Yeah, you should have.
Like, just do it, bro.
Yeah, just do it. Knock it out. Come on.
You're gonna be like, damn, she was 5, bro. I ain't never had that shit.
I might marry her.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Oh, okay. Last question.
Go ahead.
So, do you think I was reading this thing on Twitter? So, do you think women are horrible at making the first move when you're like,
terrible,
chilling?
Terrible. No, women are the worst. I actually had 2 friends.
Okay.
One friend was like, I don't want to shoot my shot because I don't want to get curved. I feel like that's what the men's job is. All right, well then stay lonely. Second one, she was like, a dude has never made me orgasm or having sex. I was like, well, have you ever communicated? Like, do you ever just talk to him? Like, whatever. No, I feel like he should just already know. Stay lonely. Cool.
Period. Stay lonely.
Stay lonely.
Stay lonely, my friends.
Buzz and Woody, that's you for the rest of your life. You're stuck. But yeah, no, women suck. Like they like women swear they're Dr. X and they just have like telepathic powers.
You're gonna know when to touch.
They think, yeah, right, exactly. Actually, because if I think I touch you when you want me to touch you, now we got a problem.
Oh my gosh, why would you do that to me? You think I'm that type of girl?
I thought that's what you.
You think I'm that type of girl?
Men don't think. I was thinking. Damn it. Okay.
You think you're that type? I'm that type of girl? I just want to do that in the movie right now.
Yes.
It's a crappy movie.
Didn't you say you wanted an honest man? I'm telling you the truth.
Thought we were both here to fuck.
Oh.
Condom in my pocket just wasted.
I think our episode is going to be better.
Should have sucked nigga dick for free. This has been the Milk and Honey podcast.
The Milk and Honey, the male edition.
The male edition.
The Male Hive. Y'all should fly over to the Male Hive more often. As y'all see his chill vibes.
Somewhere down here, y'all gonna have to vote whether our podcast is better than the girls' podcast. So
I just want to say we're two black men that are very vulnerable.
So love us.
Love us.
Support us.
We just want love.
Support us.
Chantal don't love us. Key don't love us either.
And if you get a chance, on the first date, suck a nigga dick.
It's me. I'm niggas.
Yo, Dose. You are now tuned into the Milk and Honey podcast.
All the money in the world couldn't even amount to a teaspoon of honey when it melt in your mouth.